Hey team, Mr. Durden here with a Sunday check-in, looking ahead to this week. Really all we'll be doing this week will be focusing on getting you ready for your Poetry Out Loud contest, which will take place not this week, but if you look ahead, this is your new assignment sheet. So, a week from Tuesday, right here, this will be the class contest, so on the 15th. For this week, though, you'll be picking poems and practicing them and writing about them and playing with them and generally gaining an understanding. So your homework for this very evening is to make your way to Poetry Out Loud, to the website there, and look at poems. What I want you to come out of this with, so you got to find poems. I want you to have 3 poems in class to discuss tomorrow. So there are different ways to find poems. You can look at the shorter poems, the older poems. You can go by poetic form. You can have the machine just randomize for you. I don't know how you want to do this, but I would recommend you might take a look at the poet page, and you might just see in the faces of these poets somebody who seems interesting or strikes your fancy. And the A's tend to be modern people, but you'll see they're older. You know, Queen Elizabeth is in there. This guy's funky, Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Anyway, what I want you to do by tomorrow, is to find 3 poems. So, for example, you like this guy Lawrence Ferlinghetti, right? One of the early beats. I want you to go through him and find a poem like Constantly Risking Absurdity, and have this thing ready to show to a partner. We'll partner up tomorrow and talk about some of these and read them out loud a little bit. So my strategy for doing this would be to print, but instead of printing it, print it as a PDF and save it to my desktop, so that tomorrow, once I'm with my partner, I can go right to my desktop and find this poem. If you want to cast around a little bit at this site, if you want to win, you're going to want to do things like listen to some advice by Dan Beachy Quick about how to memorize a poem, and we'll be dipping into these a little bit each day and doing some practice. Again, if to the extent to which you can find a poem that you really enjoy and enjoy the challenge of, that will make this week interesting. Just a quick look ahead. So this week is all Poetry Out Loud. Next week ends with a Friday of MLK workshops, and we as a class are putting on a workshop, I think for 9th and 10th graders. So we'll begin this new book, The Dream, about Martin Luther King's speech, over next weekend. So you got to get a hold of this book. If you haven't ordered it yet, order it tonight on ClassBooks, and it should be here this week. That's that. See you in class tomorrow. As I say, your assignment is to have 3 poems with which you have some familiarity. All right, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow in class.